Max adjusted his detective hat and smiled at the camera. "Hi, I'm Max, a rookie detective. But there's a problem. I'm still learning English. Today, you'll help me solve a mystery and learn new words along the way." Just as he finished speaking, there was a knock on his office door. He opened it to find Mrs. Jenkins, a sweet elderly woman, looking distressed. "Detective Max, I need your help. My cat, Whiskers, is missing," she said, clutching her purse tightly. Max nodded seriously. "Don't worry. I will help you." He quickly grabbed his notepad and pen. "Where was the last place you saw Whiskers?" "In my garden this morning," she replied. But then he vanished. Max tapped his chin. "All right. Let's start the investigation by asking the neighbors." As Max walked out of his office, he reminded the viewers, "Remember, we'll use important words today, like help, lost, and find. Let's practice. I will help you. Repeat after me." He stepped into the bright sunlight, ready to gather clues. The case had officially begun. Max decided to explain his tools to the viewers. "This is my notepad. I use it to write down clues. Do you have something to write on? Let's pretend we're detectives together." He held up his magnifying glass. "And this helps me see things clearly. It's like saying, 'Look closely.' Can you repeat that? Look closely." "Great job." The sun was shining as Max walked through the neighborhood, notebook in hand. He approached Mr. Thompson, a friendly man watering his plants. "Excuse me, have you seen a lost cat?" Max asked carefully. Mr. Thompson paused. "Yes, I saw a cat near the bakery this morning." "The bakery?" Max repeated, writing it down. "Thank you." Max turned towards the bakery, practicing the phrase in his head. "Have you seen?" He knew this was an important question for finding things. At the bakery, he met Sarah, the baker. "Excuse me, have you seen a lost cat?" he asked again. Sarah wiped her hands on her apron. "Yes, I saw a cat running toward the big oak tree in the park." Max's eyes widened. "That must be Whiskers." "Thank you." Before heading to the park, Max reviewed with the viewers. When you're looking for something, you can ask, "Have you seen?" Let's try it together. As he arrived at the park, Max noticed children playing and people walking their dogs. He approached a young boy kicking a soccer ball. "Hi there. Have you seen a cat around here?" The boy stopped and nodded. "Yeah, I saw a fluffy orange cat climbing that big tree." Max looked up and spotted paw prints leading to the tree. "Great job." "Thank you." The viewers were encouraged to repeat, "Thank you." Max made a note to always be polite when asking for help. Max decided to pause for a moment to reflect. "Detectives, let's think. What should we do next? Let's follow the clues." He pointed at the paw prints on the ground. "These prints tell us where Whiskers went." Max stood at the base of the large oak tree, examining the paw prints. He spotted Whiskers perched high on a thick branch, looking down nervously. "Whiskers," Max called out. "Come down." The cat meowed but didn't move. Max scratched his head. How do we get him down?" Just then, Mrs. Jenkins arrived, breathless. "Oh, Whiskers. My poor cat. I think he's scared," Max observed. "Maybe we need something to encourage him to come down. Mrs. Jenkins pulled out a small bag of treats from her purse. Whiskers, come here, boy. The cat's ears perked up. Slowly, he made his way down, one careful step at a time. Max turned to the camera. This is a good time to use the word come. Repeat after me. Come here. Great. As Whiskers reached the ground, Mrs. Jenkins scooped him up in her arms, hugging him tightly. Oh, thank you so much, Max, she said, tears of relief in her eyes. You are a great detective. Max grinned. It was teamwork. To keep the learning going, Max explained the importance of teamwork. Sometimes solving a mystery means asking for help. Who can you ask for help when you need it? Your family, your friends, your teachers? With Whiskers safely in Mrs. Jenkins's arms, Max took out his notebook. Let's review how we solved this mystery. He wrote down the steps. 1. Ask questions. Have you seen? 2. Follow clues. Look for signs like paw prints. 3. Be polite. Always say thank you by asking questions and working together. We found Whiskers. Max explained. Mrs. Jenkins smiled. You really are a clever detective. Max tipped his hat. Thank you, Mrs. Jenkins. I'm glad we could help. Max turned to the camera with a big smile. Let's review what we learned today. He wrote on a board. Help. Can you help me? Lost. My keys are lost. Find. I need to find my book. Have you seen? Have you seen my cat? Max leaned back in his chair, smiling at the camera. Wow, what a day. We solved the mystery, learned some great English phrases, and most importantly, helped Mrs. Jenkins and Whiskers. Let's take a moment to think about what being a detective really means. He held up his notepad. It's about being curious, asking questions, and staying determined. That's how we solve mysteries and learn at the same time. Every time you ask, have you seen? Or say, thank you, you're practicing English and building confidence. Max stood up, tipping his hat to the viewers. And remember, every small step counts. Whether it's learning a new word or solving a big mystery, you're doing amazing work. He smiled warmly. Thank you for joining me on this adventure. Don't forget to subscribe, share your favorite moment, and come back for more detective stories. Until next time. Case closed. With that, Max waved goodbye, and the screen faded out with soft music and a closing animation of Whiskers playfully pawing at a magnifying glass.